Good afternoon and welcome once again to the Mayor's Weekly Press Conference. It is September 5th, so happy September, everybody. It's warm outside. It's high today is supposed to be 91 and a low of 70. Tomorrow, going to be thunderstorms throughout the day tomorrow, a high of 86 and a low of 68, and then it's going to start to taper off a little bit. Friday, PM thunderstorms with a high of 81 and a low of 64. Going into Saturday, showers throughout the day, a high of 74, pleasant, minus the showers, and a low of 62. Sunday, scattered thunderstorms, a high of 73 and a low of 64. And then going into Monday of next week, scattered thunderstorms, a high of 76 and a low of 62. So forecast, although precipitation is really going to start cooling off and giving us a little bit of a reprieve from what was a pretty toasty week. Things going on around the city when it comes to engineering and public works, some updates for everybody. The revised schedule for the repaving, a lot of the repaving this week was supposed to be, and will be, on Ohio University campus. South Green Drive, West Green Drive, Race Street, Oxbow Trail, and Rufus Street. That was September 4th through the 7th. September 6th, this was new. This is a revision. The Director for Engineering and Public Works felt that it was important to do an overlay on the Stimson Avenue Bridge over the Hocking River. So with that said, the schedule is still subject to change because of inclement weather, but we are expecting Stimson Avenue Bridge over the Hocking again Wednesday. I was just on it earlier and I didn't see a lot going on, but paving occurring on Thursday, tomorrow. But again, subject to change. One-way traffic will be maintained with flaggers. However, motorists are, as usual, encouraged to find alternate routes through that area. Another thing that's important to bring you up to speed on is the Highland Reservoir maintenance. The city is performing routine maintenance on the Highland Reservoir. We did this last year, where we had divers in the reservoir and working on it. Highland Reservoir, or Highland Avenue, rather, will be closed from Harding Street to Roosevelt Drive to allow for activities for the routine maintenance. The maintenance is going to be tomorrow, September 6th, and so the September 7th. And one of the things, too, just to keep in mind, is this happened last year as well, is that there was a slight discoloration to the water, and that typically would happen if some of the sediment that's in the bottom of the tank gets disturbed. Trying hard not for that to happen, but if you set a glass of water and you saw that it was discolored, but if you let it sit there for a few minutes, that color would dissipate. So just know that there will be some maintenance taking place in the reservoir itself. And as usual, always feel free to reach out to Engineering and Public Works at 593-7636. Let's see, some other items worth mentioning is, with the holiday on Monday, some of you may already know this because you've experienced it, but everything is delayed in terms of trash and recycling pickup, so just keep that in mind. That if your trash was on Tuesday, it was today. If it was today, it will be tomorrow. If it's tomorrow, it'll be Friday, so on and so forth. So just know that with the holiday, as is usual, that trash and recycling is backed up a day. The Joint Police Advisory Council. This is one of the many city boards and commissions. This one in particular has 10 members that represent the city and 10 members that represent the university. they will be having their annual barbecue. The annual barbecue, it's going to be Wednesday, September 12th, 5 to 7 p.m. The official title is Barbecue on the Bricks, Cops, Cats, and Community. Kind of hooky, or not. But that's what it's called. It'll be taking place on over on Park Place and Court in front of Baker Center. This is where it's been for, I think, as long as we've had it. It's been down in that area. So come check it out. Kaiser's will be providing the barbecue, and Ohio University will be providing desserts. This event, as usual, is free to the public. There will be a rain date if we do experience some rain on Wednesday of next week. And again, looking back at the calendar, we see possibly some isolated thunderstorms, so let's do the anti-rain dance so that doesn't happen. But if there is a full-blown rain event that evening, then the rain date will be Monday, September 17th. But at this point, September 12th. So come out and engage and get to know our police officers, as well as Ohio University police officers. If I'm not mistaken, the Sheriff's Department will have representation there, and the State Highway Patrol in the past has been there as well. So again, encourage everyone to come out and partake. The 2018 Adult Co-ed Softball League, fees to be determined at the coaches meeting. Registration started August 28th. The coaches meeting will also be on September 12th at 6 p.m. at the Athens Community Center. The season will start on the 18th. And again, the fees for this, it's going to be largely dependent on how many teams there are. So the more of you who come and show up at that September 12th, 6 p.m. meeting at the Community Center, they'll know what those fees will likely be. But game times will be 6, 7, 8, and 9 p.m. on Tuesdays and or Thursdays. So again, keep that in mind for those of you who are avid softball players like I was for 10 years plus. Child Watch is back Tuesday, September 4th, so it started yesterday. Child Watch is a program that is open to families and patrons who utilize the Athens Community Center facilities, ages 6 months to 7 years. Parents can utilize this program for up to 2 hours for each visit. Hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. The price for a 5-hour punch card is $15. A 10-hour punch card is $30, and a 15-hour punch card is $45. So I'm assuming that this is, they will watch your children. You can have your children attended to while you are being physically active and hopefully fit. The pool, I've mentioned this in the past, the pool has extended its hours, at least in terms of the pool season, has certainly been extended. It will be going through September 6th. September 16th. The pool will be open. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit since we're already through the Labor Day weekend. September 4th through the 7th, 8 to 10 a.m. for adult lap swim, and then 4 to 7 p.m. is open swim. The leisure pool and the lap/dive pools will be open. Other areas and concession stand may be open depending on staff availability at the pool for our lifeguarding. And then going into September 8th and 9th, so over the weekend, 10 a.m. adult lap swim, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. open swim for everybody. And then the following week, September 10th through the 14th, again, 10 a.m., 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. lap swim, 4 to 7 p.m. open swim. And then the last weekend, which will be September 15th and 16th, Saturday and Sunday, It will be 10 a.m. lap swim, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. open swim, and then Sunday, 12 to 7 p.m. For open swim. So come and check that out. And Ryan or Scott, I believe the end of the month is the dog swim. I've brought this up before. We'll get more details as to the actual date. I believe it's the 30th, but do not hold me to that. It will come up at our next press conference as we roll it forward. The 30th, Ryan's giving me the big thumbs up. So the 30th of September is the dog swim. So come bring your canine friends out for that. I want to just briefly mention, I mentioned this at City Council the other night, that we received a rather nice letter from a citizen here in Ohio, writing that we should broadcast this, and therefore I am. Dear Mayor Patterson, I'm writing to commend your fire chief, Robert Reimer, and his wife for their voluntary service when my wife, around noon on Friday, August 24th, tripped and fell and hit her head on the concrete in a parking lot in Walnut Creek, Ohio, and suffered a broken nose, forehead lacerations, skinned elbows, etc. Chief Reimer and his wife responded quickly with first aid for this individual's wife, as well as contacted 911 to make sure that she was properly treated. So again, this individual goes on to say, I do not want Bob Reimer's caring efforts to go unrecognized. And so therefore we are recognizing, I hope that you will congratulate Robert either privately or publicly for going above and beyond in his official duties to help someone in need. So there you have it. A huge thank you to Chief Reimer. Let's see. I've got a proclamation that I'd like to read, and then I have a guest here today to where I would like to at least make an announcement for another event that's taking place. But before I do so, I'd like to read this proclamation. This is a very important one. It's one that I have brought forward for the past 2 years. And tomorrow, if all goes well, anyone who's traversing in the Uptown area, in particular up and down Court Street or the Richland Avenue Bridge over the Hocking River, you will notice new banners that have gone up that are part of this effort. So before I say anything further, let me read the proclamation. Office of the Mayor, proclamation. Whereas families, caregivers, charities, and research groups across the United States, as well as our national government, are observing the month of September as National Childhood Cancer Awareness Month to memorialize the young lives that have been taken too soon and honoring those fighting and those who have survived but yet face major health challenges associated with this disease. And whereas approximately 15,300 children will be diagnosed with cancer in 2018, and approximately 1 in 5 children diagnosed with cancer will die within the first 5 years. And whereas more than 40,000 children undergo treatment for cancer each year, and whereas the incidence of childhood cancer is increasing at a more rapid rate than any other age group across all racial, ethnic, geographic, and social backgrounds, and whereas gold has been the official ribbon color for childhood cancer awareness since 1977. Now, therefore, I, Steve Patterson, the mayor of the city of Athens, Ohio, do hereby proclaim the month of September 2018 as the National Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in the city of Athens, and urge all citizens to wear gold to show their support and to honor the children fighting the fight, their families and caregivers, the researchers and healthcare professionals, concerned citizen advocates, and private philanthropies who collaborate to provide hope and assistance to the children and their families affected by childhood cancer. So we will be lighting up the cupola. I think it'll be rotating back and forth between that and blue, which this month has dual cancer-related awarenesses. This is also Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, along with National Childhood Cancer Awareness. So between the two, it will be going blue, then going gold, and I'm sure back and forth with the assistance of Scott Thompson and Ryan Schwartzoff, and Zach, I'm sure, will have his hands in this somehow too. The Government Channel does a great job with maintaining the lighting of our cupola, as well as doing the wonderful programming that they always do with the Government Channel, and getting me in your living rooms. The last thing I have a guest here today who I've met with on several different fronts. Claudia, if you want to come up here with me, that would be great, and we'll get you quickly mic'd up. There you go. If you just want to put that on. Claudia Consuelo Cisneros Mendez. She and I have spoken on a number of different things, everything from parking to more recently something that she brought to my attention, which I think is fantastic, and it is Speak Up Women, or hashtag Speak Up Women. It's going to be a poetry and music jam event at Jackie O's September 12th. And it will be from 7 to 9 p.m.
Yes.
Claudia, if you want to mention anything more about that.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Mayor, and thanks everyone that is out there listening and watching us. Yes, I am a graduate student at OU, studying a Master in Journalism and Communication Development, and along with another friends, international students as well. Well, we feel Athens is our home for now, and we want to contribute to the atmosphere in Athens, harmonic atmosphere in Athens. So we're advocating for stop gender violence and gender harassment in all of the areas of our lives, academia, in your workplace, with your personal relationships as well. So we are starting a series of events. We're kicking it off with this one that you just mentioned, which is a poetry and music jam event at Jackie O's this coming Wednesday, the 12th, from 7 to 9 in the brewery. And we're gonna have a lot of surprises. For instance, the mayor is gonna read aloud a poem supporting supporting the cause. We're also having a special guest, Athens Poet Laureate, Carrie Gunther Seymour. And we're also having a lot of other poets, local poets, Appalachian women poets. It's going to be very inclusive. We're inviting LGTB poets and multicultural program poets, new masculinity program poets, and we're also inviting all of you, all of the citizens or non-citizens or transitory citizens in Athens, because we're having an open mic. So just anyone can go and support this cause and bring your own poems, or either bring other authors' poems and read them out loud, and we'll have musicians playing along, and it'll be really nice to contribute that way, having fun and at the same time awakening consciousness.
Very good.
Thank you.
So this is going to be an exciting event.
Wednesday.
As Claudia was saying, I will be there, and I will do my best not to totally destroy some otherwise famous poets' poetry. And again, as you mentioned, the Poet Laureate for the City of Athens, Carrie Gunther Seymour, will be there. So it's going to be, I think it'll be great. Plus, it'll be a great way to engage and just raise awareness to where we're all coming together and recognizing and doing something about workplace violence, gender violence, again, against, all walks of life. And so interesting, should be a good event. Yes. Claudia, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank all of you.
And thanks to anyone who's tuning in today. I appreciate that. And again, I think it's time for Scott and Ryan and I to put our heads together and think about doing a remote, especially if things are going to be cooling down a little bit next week. It makes it a little easier for me in a suit to get out there as opposed to 95-degree weather as we do a remote somewhere. So we'll see. Maybe we'll surprise you. So thanks for tuning in, and hopefully you have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. And tune in next week for the next installment of the Mayor's Weekly Press Conference. Thank you.